Can you be sued for doing nothing? Hello, this is Reinhard von Hennigs. And the quick answer is, of course. If the law requires you to act and you omit any action, then exactly this omission could be cause for a lawsuit. Same is true for some kind of negligence or some kind of non-acting in gross violation of the overall circumstances. But here's a different fact pattern. Can you be sued when you are miles away and somebody else creates an accident with your car? And the answer is yes, at least yes, if you are in Michigan. Interesting Michigan laws, and you may call it a certain protectiveness of the Michigan legislator over car manufacturers and car dealerships, protect anybody who gets injured in a car dealership. And here are the facts. A person sent his car to a Dodge dealership in order to get an oil change done on his Jeep. It was a 2019 current model, and it had a manual transmission. While this oil change was being conducted, one person without a valid driver's license jumped in the car, accidentally hit the clutch ended up in gear, drive, and killed his colleague while performing the oil change. Now, the family of the deceased person filed a lawsuit against, and you can guess it now, the owner of the car, because Michigan law would not allow to file a lawsuit against the company. Also, Michigan law protects car dealerships from liability. So at the end, the family of the deceased person filed a lawsuit against the owner who was far, far, far away. At trial, which is set to begin in a couple of days, the plaintiff is seeking $15 million in damages. While all seems rather extreme, maybe even weird, in addition to somehow counterintuitive and just not right, obviously this lawsuit was filed in order to bring the company where this accident happened into this lawsuit when a direct lawsuit is not possible. So the workaround is needed, but poor person who is now suffering from a lawsuit because of a workaround in an overprotective Michigan legal system. Is the sky the limit? Hello, this is Reinhard von Hennigs. And if you believe the automotive industry, where Dieter Zetsche, the Daimler chairman, said the sky is the limit some time ago, meaning only the sky is limiting all big goals of the automotive industry and especially Mercedes. Mercedes, together with BMW, had a car sharing idea with Drive Now and Car2Go. They wanted to revolutionize the mobility. But now BMW and Mercedes are selling their hope for the future to their competitor. From 2019, where they wanted to become a new global player, and the two rivals from Munich and from Stuttgart worked together to be, I quote, a game changer in the growth of urban mobility. Drive Now and Car2Go were joined into Share Now, and the two successful premium producers in the world, this was at least the message, wanted to be more. They wanted to revolutionize the future. They wanted to revolutionize mobility. But now it is sold. They sold it to their competitor, to Stellantis, which is the new company created between Opel, Peugeot, Citroën, Fiat, and of course, former Mercedes partner, Chrysler. Why did they exit? I believe the big idea of creating visions was not met with reality, and especially it was not met with financial success. The overall idea of doing something for consumers and to change mobility may be a brilliant idea in the market where selling cars is still the core business of both companies. Interesting enough, the CEOs and executives of both Mercedes and BMW compared it. Now, they're not an airline, they are a manufacturer. So they don't need to use cars like airlines use planes. They need to produce them, they need to manufacture them. Whatever the future will bring with car sharing, it will be done on their competitive side. And now I'm looking for Stellantis and their plan for a new mobility. Maybe the new mobility created will be the future, but without BMW and Mercedes. This M story. Hello, this is Reinhard von Hennigs. Storytelling is as old as humanity. And I can imagine looking into history books describing ancient humans gathering together, telling stories and writing some of those stories down in old caves. M Story is revolutionizing the storytelling into the 21st century, and maybe, dare I say, up to the 22nd century. M Story is a part of sharing a story over video, which is a short video message, where multiple friends, colleagues, family members can collaborate. So imagine there's somebody who has a birthday celebration upcoming, and the whole family from wherever they live, in which part of the country or the world, are adding something, a song, a play, or some nice words. Regardless of the location or the time, people can collaborate to create a storytelling video. How powerful is that? This could be used by businesses. It could be used by different presentation ideas, where folks in different time zones or just because of different work needs create content together. Not now in the working from home environment. Now is irrelevant. The technology is needed. And this is what M Story is. My takeaway, the question for you as fellow entrepreneurs is as follows. Have you ever thought of a creative idea where something such as a storytelling or a video making is revolutionized by making it online and making it through an app and making it accessible for multiple persons in different locations, done at a different time zone? This, for me, is real creativity, and I'm curious to listen to your M stories or to your stories where creativity is pushing you and your company forward. What is the fifth busiest airport in the world? Hello, this is Reinhard von Hennigs, and the answer is CLT, the Charlotte Airport here in North Carolina. Many of my friends and colleagues are surprised when I talk about that Charlotte is the fifth busiest airport in the world. If you measure takeoff and landing of machines, over 500,000 airplanes did that last year. That's a bit more than Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Miami, for example, slightly below 400,000. So if you look about passengers, the picture is almost the same. Talking about passenger volume, Charlotte is the sixth busiest airport in the world. Talking about passenger, the unbeaten number one is, of course, the Atlanta airport. But then there is Charlotte with 43 million passengers, slightly behind Los Angeles, but before Orlando. Who would have thought that? And the reality is, for many folks, Charlotte does not appear to be a major airport. Why? Because Charlotte is not on their radar screen. And this exactly is an opportunity for Charlotte. Charlotte, as the second largest hub of the largest airline in the world, this is American Airlines, has not only an excellent network of non-stop connections to anywhere in the United States and to many locations outside of the United States, flying 2 times a day, 3 times a day from Charlotte to Munich and Frankfurt. It's just one of those examples of the hidden champion. And hidden champion is the reason why the region is strong. And ever since I moved to Charlotte, I'm surprised about how many champions are here, unbeknownst to so many other parts in the world. For you as a business leader, it could be a great opportunity to come to the region. If you have an interest in Charlotte, talk to me. I'm curious to learn what triggered your interest and how I can help you. What if you cannot travel to the United States? Hello, this is Reinhard von Hennigs. And the question is more and more relevant for multiple reasons. Number one, since a couple of years, if you traveled to a country which is not considered to be one of the favorite US countries, for example, to Iran, you are no longer allowed to enter the United States with an ESTA visa or an ESTA visa waiver program. This is problematic because so many Europeans believe they can just fly over, apply for an ESTA, and all is fine. But the reality is, if they entered from a few countries which are blacklisted, you can never enter the United States without a valid visa. So you may think, why not just apply for the visa? Let's try to do that. In the current crises with the war against Crimea, the US embassies and consulates worldwide are flooded by applicants from all different walks of life, including Ukrainian refugees who are applying to get a visa now. There are at this time processing times from 100, 200, 300 days after the application for these kind of visa applications. One consular office just has listed that they are processing on average within 261 days of the application, which means if you are now in the springtime and you want to travel in the summer or in the fall because you want to attend a trade show, a convention, a wedding, or just a vacation in Florida, this is not possible because it is unlikely that your visa is being issued. What if you are needed because you are a known scholar, a lecturer, a professor, and you have a course starting in August, September for the fall semester? Well, in few and rare circumstances, you may get a so-called emergency appointment, which will shorten the processing time. However, you need to have proper documentation from the United States that this is a real emergency and it would benefit the United States to allow you in. It is not an easy step. So the key takeaways are, if you are traveling to those countries which are not on the preferred list and you want to travel to the United States, start planning immediately for the best way to enter the United States if you're ready to do it. And finally, if you're an American citizen and you believe that this is wrong, reach out to your congressman, because at the end, a law may be changed at any time. Is this something worth to lobby? I do think so.
Whether you're a private citizen, an international business leader, or simply someone eager to stay on top of the latest news, this book is a great way to get caught up on the most recent developments in the worlds of international business, tax, politics, and social affairs. Go to morningmusings.com and order your copy today.